All right. Hello, dear students. My name is Elvin Musayev, and I would just want to give you brief information about myself. Firstly, I want to tell you that I have graduated the University of Tourism. The specialty is tourism and management. Meanwhile, I have studied in the United States, and my major in the United States was industrial and engineering. But I left teaching, and then I decided that I want to continue my specialty on this purpose. So I got my TSL certificate. Maybe you have information about it. And HSL certificate is an international certificate that allows teachers teach professionally. I've studied in the United States, in Texas, Houston, then I came back to Azerbaijan. I worked in Azerbaijan for a while, and then I went to Europe. I had some practice in European countries. Then again, I came back to Azerbaijan and worked here a little bit as an English teacher and in some different companies. And then I decided I just want to move to another country, which it was China, and China interested me a lot. And I worked in China as an English teacher, like Ielts general business English teacher, and I came back recently in summer. Last year in summertime, I came back, and it was actually a good experience. Anyway, so it was brief information about myself. Today we are going to talk about the basic information about Ielts. What is Ielts? How you can prepare for Ielts? What kind of requirements you need? Let's talk about what types of examinations exist. Ielts is internationally recognized, let's say, certificate, and it measures your, let's say, English barrier, how you were efficient in English language. So what types of examinations exist? We have paper-based Ielts examination, and we have online-based Ielts examination. Paper-based Ielts examination, you just go to somewhere where Ielts takes place and you take Ielts examination. But online, you can just sit in front of the computer and you can take it from your home, from somewhere, which is convenient for you. Types of Ielts, we have academic Ielts and we have general Ielts. So I just want to write here, we have academic and general Ielts. So what is academic and what is general Ielts? Academic Ielts, basically they are the same, but the only difference they have in reading and writing. So academic reading is a little bit hard than general reading. So general reading is much more easier than academic reading. And also they have difference in writing. So academic writing again is a little bit harder than general Ielts. Why do we need Ielts? Yeah, it's a good question. Why do we need Ielts? Because Ielts right now famous worldwide, and you can, if you want to study in European countries, especially in European countries, you need Ielts because if you don't have Ielts certification, most universities in Europe, they don't accept you. Recently, most American universities and universities in Asia, they also accept Ielts certificates. So I want to go back to types of Ielts academic in general. So which I want to tell you one more information about it. In academic Ielts, we can say you need it for educational purpose, but general Ielts you need for immigration purpose and work purpose. For example, you don't want to live in your country, you want to move to another country, and that's why you need general Ielts. So you have to take general Ielts. But if you want to study on abroad and come back to your country, so you just need academic Ielts, not general. For working and immigration purposes, you need general Ielts. For education purpose, you need academic Ielts. So details about Ielts, I want to tell you about more specifically. So we have band scores from 0 to 9, let's say. So 0 basically, you don't get the score, but I don't think so. I think no one can get 0, but at least 1 or 2, 3 points you can get. 9 is maximum. We can tell it's really hard to get 9, but if you study a lot, if you try hard, you can get 9. Of course, it's possible. So you have to, again, we have here, you have to pay attention. You have to focus on module. We have, let's say here, I just want to write here, we have, let's say, speaking, then we have reading, and then we have writing, and listening we have. Okay, so speaking from 0 to 9, just a little bit, the pen just plays with me. Reading we have from 0 to 9 again, and writing 0 to 9, and listening 0 to 9. Okay, so basically you have 4 points. These are speaking, reading, writing, listening. In speaking part, you have to, okay, if you get maximum 9 score, it's good, band score. In reading part, if you get 9, okay, it's perfect. In writing and listening, but you have to pay attention some specific things in speaking and reading and writing and listening. But I will tell you about these specific details on our upcoming videos. I just want to tell you about general information about IELTS. What do you have to, let's say, let me just raise this. What do you have to pay attention this, let's say, speaking, writing, reading, and listening? You have to pay attention, let's say, vocabulary is very important in IELTS. Coherence is very important as coherence. How do you understand the situation when you speak, when you read? How do you understand the situation? We have grammar. Oh, let me just write it. Grammar. Okay, so we have vocabulary, we have coherence, we have grammar, and these are very important. And we have at the end fluency. For example, let's say in speaking part we have vocabulary. It's very good if you know a lot of IELTS words, a lot of good words. It will help you in front of the examiner to be confident and feel yourself very relaxed, because you know a lot of grammar, you're full of vocabulary, and it will show you how did you prepare for the language. We have coherence. It means when the examiner asks you the question, how do you understand it? Do you understand it perfectly or you don't understand it? Well, because examiner can ask you a question and sometimes you don't understand the question and you go to the wrong direction, okay? But you have to understand the question well so you can go the right direction, not to answer that. We call this on topic and we call this off topic. Okay, so on topic means, for example, examiner asks you a question about economy, you talk about like let's say music. You have to stay focused on economy and you don't have to go off topic. And grammar is very important. If you use a lot of grammatical structures in IELTS, it will help you to get higher score. For example, let's say starting from present simple until present perfect continuous, if you use a lot of structures, it will help you to get high score. In fluency, how do you speak? Like if you speak fluently, you will get higher score in IELTS. Great. So these basically belong to speaking part of IELTS. Pricing, I want to talk about. Pricing is different because I think each year the pricing of IELTS is different, but you can check this again on the website britishcouncil.org. They have information about the pricing strategy, registration strategy, and if you can register, and if you feel yourself confident, you're ready, you can go and take the exam. And pricing changes I wouldn't say all the time it changes, but it changes sometimes. All right, guys, basically today I gave you information about IELTS, about myself, and this is end of our video, and I'm looking forward to see you again. And if you have any questions, like any comments, you can write below. I would be happy to answer it. See you on our upcoming videos. Bye bye.